Hi everyone, it's your favourite Atomic Blonde here with a bit of pop chat and mainly Daredevil Born Again. So what can I say? Obviously very apprehensive about this show coming back, as it's now under Disney, Marvel, rather than the Netflix team that made the original 3 series, which are absolutely fantastic TV, probably best comic adaptations that we've still seen. I don't think it's been topped so far. So I think there was a sharp intake of breath by the community when Disney Marvel pipped up and said, hey, we're bringing Daredevil back. And after the heinous crime of what they did to his character in She-Hulk, we really didn't hold out much hope that we were going to get a good show. So Daredevil episodes 1 and 2 have dropped. And I'm still apprehensive, only because, so first things first, I really enjoyed the first 2 episodes. Good news. The only reason I'm still apprehensive is we've seen time and time again from Disney. First couple of episodes, either good to mid, like, yeah, okay, I'm interested to see where this goes, and it literally goes off a cliff. So, but I can only judge it on what I've seen so far. I think everything we heard was that this is going to be a bit of a slow burn. I have to say, I mean, if this is what a slow burn is, I'm all in. I mean, the opening episode and the opening piece with Matt, Karen, and Foggy all going out for a drink. And let's just say, so I don't want to do spoilers here because not enough people haven't enough time to watch it yet. The evening does not end well, and I'm not happy with how that evening ended. I think a while back when the Daredevil trailer dropped, so if you go watch that video, I made a prediction, and that prediction came true based on what I saw in the trailer. I am not happy. I'm just hoping we get some more flashbacks with Karen and Foggy in it as this series goes on. But that doesn't take away from where the story then continued to. There's the direction of the show in terms of how it looks, how it's directed. I absolutely loved. It's got that real visceral, dark, gritty feel of New York that we saw in the original shows. They've moved out of Hell's Kitchen. Now they've all kind of gone up in the world and sort of in Manhattan. But even still, I think time and time again over decades, whenever anything is filmed in New York, it's always kind of referred to as, you know, part of the, as much of a star as the people who are in it, if you know how to capture New York. And I've been very fortunate to be able to go to New York in the past. And absolutely, it's some beautiful cinematography at some of the night scenes and how they're capturing Matt and Fisk, Kingpin. Absolutely beautiful. Chef's kiss. Loved it. And in the first episode, we saw it in the trailer with Fisk and Matt sitting down and talking. That whole piece was brilliant. I absolutely loved it. They're sort of squaring up toe to toe. They're both saying they're different men. They both want basically what's best for New York, but they're going to do it in different ways. It's not about violence anymore. Fisk, and again, no spoilers, this is all in trailer. Fisk has run for mayor for New York. He's got in as mayor, so he's sort of trying to portray a legit arm, but his wife, Vanessa, is still in the background doing nefarious things, but they are sort of squeaky clean. And Matt's just basically saying that, you know, he's hung up the hood because of what happens in the first episode at the very beginning. And basically he's walking away from vigilantism. He's doing everything by the law now. Fisk is saying the same, that he's going to make New York safe again and brilliant. There's a couple of times where they thought, are they going to go there? Are they going to say, let's make New York great again? And they didn't, thankfully. There's a couple of times where you kind of go, Nope, they didn't go there. But there are definitely, I think, the portrayal is a little bit, the people voting for Fisk are portrayed a little bit MAGA, in my opinion. Maybe I'm reading too much into it. Love to know your thoughts on that one. But overall, very enjoyable. The second episode was definitely slower than the first episode, but I think you'd expect to see that. I mean, obviously, the first episode, they're setting out the stall. But we've now got, in the second episode, there's a storyline of a guy that he goes down to the subway. He's who was originally the vigilante white tiger. Sees this guy being beaten up. He goes in to help. And then a fight breaks out. The guy that's being beaten up runs off, and one of the guys gets killed. And they basically turn out to be New York coppers, but didn't say who they were. And now this guy is kind of basically being fitted up, and they're sort of trying to pretend that there wasn't another victim, and he just attacked them. And Matt stepped in to represent him. So we've kind of got this kind of dual storyline running now. So him, so it's very much like sort of legal courtroom drama stuff, which is fantastic. You know, this is kind of what the courtroom stuff is kind of what She-Hulk should have been. But obviously, I appreciate that She-Hulk is a much lighter tone comic. But, you know, if they could have got someone to write that courtroom drama as we're sort of seeing it play out in Daredevil, or just good writers, basically, we could have had such an elevated show. So, yeah, so far, so good. I would say great to see Karen and Foggy back. It is literally a continuation. And what felt so good is it didn't feel like we've had this massive gap between the Netflix show ending and the Disney one starting. It just felt a complete continuation. There's a few things that they've brought in and references that reference back to the Netflix show, but also the disaster that was Hawkeye. And they almost kind of make a bit of a joke out of it, which was, and you know, so referencing like Echo and not Echo the show, Echo from, say, Hawkeye. But it's very light touch, just to kind of like a nod that, yeah, this kind of happened, but we're kind of ignoring it because it was stupid. So fair play to the writers. I'm like, okay, that's a good way to handle it. You know, that's sort of just to the camera and just carry on. But the tone is great. The action has been good so far. I think where people sort of said it's a slow burn is it's not wall-to-wall action. There's a lot of setting up. Where are the characters now? What have they been doing? How have they changed? What does the Daredevil world look like now? So there is quite a lot of talking, and but it works. I mean, I think without that, and they just sort of leap straight back into the action, you don't really understand. Well, you know, what are they fighting for? How has this thing happened at the start of episode 1 and not affected anybody? So I think they've actually handled it really well. I'm really happy with how the show is shaping up. Again, like I say, it could go off a cliff, but we have also heard that the first couple of episodes were like the original ones that they filmed, and as it goes through, we get into the new stuff, which is obviously meant to be better. So that gives me a lot of optimism that this show is going to sustain all the way through, but time will tell. So for now, I say go check out episodes 1 and 2. If you liked the Netflix Daredevil, I think you'll enjoy these first 2 episodes. As I say, episode 2 is definitely slower, but basically setting up the sort of the parallel storylines that are going on, where you've kind of got Murdoch and Fisk and this sort of White Tiger storyline playing out, and sort of corruption in the New York Police Department. So go check it out. Love to know your thoughts as always, guys. Do leave me a comment on how you feel about these 2 episodes. Are you excited for the rest of it? Or are you just not even going to go there? Or are you just going to wait until the whole thing drops and see what we all have to say about it? So drop a comment in. Let me know how you're thinking, or what you're thinking, or how you're thinking. And as always, do please like, share, and subscribe. Makes a massive difference to this channel. Thank you for all the new people who have been joining. A few of the videos have done really well recently, so it's great to have people coming, but please do subscribe. It's really, really important. But it's still great to have you back. But do hit that subscribe button, and yeah, I'll be back soon. And obviously I will probably do I will do a complete roundup of the whole Daredevil show once it completes. But for now, go check it out, and I'll see you soon. Bye.